Hey everyone, Shimon from Bicycle here. I am back safe and sound from my bikepacking adventure, and Apidura provided me with a selection of their expedition line bags for the trip, and as promised, I'm here with a detailed review. This review isn't sponsored, so you can count on my honest opinions and experiences. And I took these bags on a 3-day trip, packing all my camping gear and essentials for a multi-day ride. But before we jump in, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss any of our upcoming content. All right, let's see how these bags held up. Before we dive in, here's a quick overview of Apidura's lineups. Apidura offers 3 main lines: the Expedition line, which is perfect for road riding and long-distance touring, the Racing line, designed for ultra-distance competitions and Audex events, and the Backcountry series, which is optimized for technical riding, single track and mountain trails. The Expedition line is waterproof by design, as Apidura puts it. This means they use a special waterproof fabric, a 3-layer nylon, coated with thermoplastic polyurethane, short TPU, to create a reliable barrier against moisture. Luckily, or perhaps unluckily, I didn't encounter any heavy rain during my trip, just a raindrop or two, so I haven't had the chance to test the bags in a downpour yet. We'll have to wait to see what Mother Nature has in store for me in the future. I've tested several bags from Apidura's Expedition line, including the Seatpack, Fullframebag, bolt-on top tube bag, Handlebarbag and Accessory Bag. But there is more on the brand's website. Apidura also offers a tool pack, fork bags and a down tube bag. So no matter what kind of adventure you're gearing up for, you'll find the right bags in Apidura's Expedition lineup. I really like the material of these bags. It feels light and easy to handle, but not at all cheap. The bags have a high quality feel and are really user-friendly, so installing them is a breeze and doesn't require any complicated instructions. And I have to say, I really like the aesthetic of these bags, especially when they all match together. The colors are great and work well with any frame paint job, plus the bags feature reflective logos and accents, which is a nice touch. Looks aren't the most important thing, but let's be honest, a good looking setup definitely doesn't hurt. Okay, let's settle the horse from behind and start with the Seatpack. I got my hands on the 17-liter size, and let me tell you, it is huge. I went for the biggest version of the bag because I needed space for my camping gear, and I'm glad I did because I packed my inner tent, hygiene items, clothes and even my camera in this bag, and it really did not disappoint. But here's a tip: make sure to measure the clearance to your tire before ordering, as it can get pretty close. One thing I love about this bag is the attention to detail. It has 2 mounts for clipping on lights, which is super handy, and the quality of the Velcro is top-notch too. Although I haven't tested it in heavy rain yet, I do wonder how waterproof it truly is. Another cool feature is the rubber band on top of the bag. It's perfect for securing a jacket, or in my case, a pair of flip-flops. When I was riding, I didn't feel any interference from the bag. It didn't rub against my thighs or affect my handling by wiggling around. The 3-point attachment system with 2 straps on the saddle rail and 2 more on the saddle frame kept it super stable the whole time I was riding. The only issue I had was when I overstuffed it, which sometimes caused it to scrub against my tire. But that's on me for pushing its limit. And even though I packed my camera last, which put the center of gravity way too far back on the bike, the bag held its shape and didn't bend or sag, and that's a huge plus. But seriously, do not do what I did. Make sure to pack the heaviest items at the bottom of the bag. However, there was one thing I wasn't too thrilled about. Letting the air out of the bag when rolling it closed took a bit longer than I'd like. You have to squish and wait for all the air to escape, which isn't the most convenient. Apidura calls this air relief system their hands-free solution, where the air leaves the bag via invisible air holes, still keeping the bag fully waterproof. It works, but it takes some time and a little effort. I went with the Fullframebag because I needed to carry a tent and all my camping gear, and Apidura does offer a half-frame bag, but I wanted to make the most of every inch of space on my bike to pack efficiently. Some pros might say I overpacked, but I'm really happy with my setup. Anyway, my bike frame is quite small, so the bag fit neatly, maybe a bit on the large side, but I thought it was manageable. Apidura has a great size finding tool on their website. You can print a stencil to check if the bag fits your bike, or you can upload a photo of your bike, choose the frame size and model, and the website will tell you what size you should get. However, both tools don't account for the bag's volume, which might be why the bag felt a little bit too big for my frame in the end. Even though the bag was on the larger side, it didn't deform when packed. I was worried it might shave my knee or thighs while cycling, but it wasn't the bag itself that caused the issue. Instead, the problem came from the zipper cover, which rubbed against my knee and caused some irritation. On the plus side, the bag can hold a lot of gear. I packed in tent poles, the outer tent, a sleeping mat, 10 pegs, and even mosquito spray. Definitely essential for a camping trip. Apidura also sent us a water bladder, but due to my packed gear, I didn't have space to fit it, but I love the idea of the water bladder and I will for sure use it on my next trip. One feature I really appreciate about the Fullframebag is again the attention to details, like the adjustable strap for the top tube. It keeps the bag from interfering with the mounting points of the top tube bag. There's also a separate pocket on the outside where I stored my power bank for easy access. Plus, there's an additional zipper on the lower part of the bag, which is handy for reaching things like the water bladder or other items packed deep down in the frame pack. This Apidura top tube bag has quickly become my favorite bag. While Apidura offers a strap-on option, I prefer the bolt-on version because it feels more stable to me. But if your bike doesn't have mounting options on the top tube, the strap-on version should work just as well. The bag comes with a protected cable port, a removable padded base, and tool-free bolts, making it super user-friendly. The bolts are made of plastic, probably to avoid damaging the frame. My only concern is that they might wear out after repeatedly mounting and removing the bag. However, you can also use the bolts that came with your frame to mount the bag if needed. You also get a handy mounting tool, which is a paper strip that helps you measure exactly where you can mount the bag on your frame. The mounting holes are covered with extra waterproof plastic, so once you use a hole to attach the bag to your frame, it's no longer fully sealed. It should be fine if you want to reinstall it or mount the bag to another frame, since the hole isn't directly exposed to rain, but I still wonder if it would remain fully waterproof. In terms of storage, I fit gels, bars, my phone, AirPods case, and keys without any issues. The zipper was a bit stiff at first. Being new, it needed a little break-in period, but after using it a few times, it zipped up smoothly. I had no trouble zipping it open with one hand while riding and closing it again afterwards just as easy. The bag holds a lot, but if you overpack it and it starts to deform, the zipper can become a bit tricky. So a tip is not to overpack to keep the zipper working smoothly. That's exactly what Apidura mentions on their website too. It helps prevent the zipper from breaking. Additionally, I had no problems with knee clearance. My knees didn't touch the bag at all. So, highly appreciated. At first, I was worried the bag might rub against my tire because my head tube is really short, but I'm happy to say that this bag fits perfectly and is just the right size. I packed my sleeping bag inlay, and inflatable pillow into it, and it handled everything with ease. The inside of the bag is slightly rubberized, which helps keep your items from slipping around while turning. However, this made it a bit challenging for me to get my sleeping bag in smoothly, since the rubber grip slowed it down. That said, my sleeping bag does fit the bag perfectly, so that could have also stopped it from sliding in smoothly. Another great feature is that the bag opens on both sides, making it super easy to pack and load even when it's still mounted on the handlebar. Shifting was a bit challenging for me, but that was more due to my overpacking than any issue with the bag. My handlebar is quite narrow, so the more I stuffed inside, the larger the bag became. If it got too big, it wouldn't fit properly with my handlebar. The hands-free air release worked much better on this bag than on the Seatpack. It was really fast, smooth and completely hassle-free. Initially, I was concerned that the bag might shift or up against my tire, especially on gravel or light mountain bike trails. However, it stayed stable and in place even with the extra weight from my accessory bag. Another handy feature is the rubber band on the handlebar bag, where you can store a light jacket or attach clip-on LEDs, perfect if you don't have the accessory bag on top of the handlebar bag. Overall, it felt incredibly secure on my handlebar and I loved it. The 14-liter size has the same length as the small 9-liter version, which is the one I have, but offers more volume, making it a great choice for carrying extra gear. Having an accessory bag on top of your handlebar bag is really handy for storing items you need quick access to, like travel documents, a light jacket, rain jacket, or emergency gear like spare tubes. This bag also doubled as my purse when I was away from my tent, like when I went out for dinner. Mounting the bag is really easy with just 3 clips on the handlebar bag. However, I did sometimes struggle to access these clips because they're positioned between the bag and the handlebar. Despite this, the bag stays secure and I never had to worry about it dragging down the whole handlebar bag setup. I packed a lot into it, and while it's definitely better to pack lighter items, it still worked well. The zipper performed smoothly throughout. Inside, I kept all my bike emergency essentials like spare tubes, a puncture repair kit, both tubeless and non-tubeless, a mini pump, a multi-tool, and even 2 LED lights. Inside, there's a small net that creates an internal pocket to help keep your things more organized. Additionally, the accessory bag features the same light mounting point as the Seatpack, so you can easily attach a clip-on LED. The entire setup I have, including the water bladder, costs 616 euros. The prices for the bags vary depending on the size you choose. For example, the Seatpack starts at 146 euros for the 9-liter option and goes up to 163 euros for the 17-liter option. Yes, the price is on the higher side, but when you compare it to other brands with similar quality, the prices are pretty comparable. For instance, a similar setup from Ortlieb costs 565 euros without a water bladder. That's only 4 euros less than the Apidura setup without the water bladder, and Ortlieb Seatpack is slightly smaller than Apidura's. As you can see, a good quality bike packing setup will cost you some money, but if you take care of it, it should last a long time. Additionally, you can check out Apidura's Revive program, where they offer refurbished items or samples at a lower price than new products. It's definitely worth keeping an eye on their website to see the new additions they have to the program. Overall, I'm a big fan of these bags. They provided great support throughout my trip, and I didn't have to worry about anything rubbing against my tire or not working properly. The quality is outstanding and I really appreciate the attention to detail, and I'm excited to go on more trips with these bags and continue practicing my packing game. What are your thoughts on these bags? Have you tried them or do you use different products? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And that's it from me today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and that it helped you decide whether these bags are right for you or not. Thanks again for tuning in and enjoy the ride.